I can recall our two bodies twisted, angling from two different positions, one standing empowered in dominance, the other wallowing in reluctant submission, yet still resisting. Wheels refusing to give up like athletic competitors. But both sport and sportsmanship were absent in this game because these were the wheels of a struggling youth and that of a sexual predator. She took it. She took it. It being my sanity. It being my trust. It being my understanding. But what she did do was initiate my hunger for lust. So the initial time she caused the bust, what I really released was my innocence. She literally and figuratively captured my adolescence in her palm. Applied sensual strokes to my boyhood, all while her voice remained cunning, crafty, and calm. As she coerced me into believing that in this scenario was where I was supposed to be. She sounded so convincing when she stated out loud that there was nothing impure or indecent about the way that she was touching and exposing me, groping me, inspiring feelings of uncertainty, yet feelings I did enjoy, stemming from the fact that I was a child in mind and body, but I was still a boy, so touches from the opposite sex felt natural. And I related acts of abuse to acts of an animal, rough, tenacious, and vicious. And that's certainly not what this is, or is it? At the time, I was too naive to ponder that. Right now, as I stand on memory lane and wander back, I realize now that that was my excuse. Just because it wasn't violent doesn't mean it wasn't abuse. See, because she abused me mentally while pleasing me physically, which led me back to the scenario each time a little more willingly. And each time she took it, time and time again. Got me so comfortable with her emotional thievery that I began to brag about it to my friends like, yeah, I'm getting some. Somebody 15 years my elder. Not aware of the fact that the ignorance and my innocence is what propelled her to leave me in a storm of her world with no shelter, no one to turn to. So she is the woman that I learned through. She told me that sex had nothing to do with love or chemistry. So deep inside, she was emotionally killing me. Told me that if a woman wasn't thrilling me or fulfilling me, then I didn't need her. And I'm not the type to look for scapegoats for my own villainy. They say a childhood can affect the rest of your life. And my life is proof. When I take it back to its roots, I realize it started the first time she took it. She took it. It being my ability to differentiate between the loving touch of a virtuous woman and the deceptive touch of a demon. A manipulating creature who feeds off blood, lust, and semen. See, she took my voice. So my screams could hardly be heard between myself and God. And since he's all-seeing and all-knowing and allowing this to happen, it can't be that bad. Because if it was, it wouldn't be something disregard. Right? So I allowed it. Allowed my face to be guided down to the region designed for the man she's supposed to exchange vows with. I accepted being force-fed her bosom, kicking open the door to Pandora's box before I had any idea who Pandora was. Opening up the floodgates to senseless and emotionless acts, drowning up the concept of me ever understanding love. So no longer did she have to take it, I began to give it. Even now I hate that my memories are so vivid, because scene after scene I'm forced to relive it. And I wonder what compelled her to teach me how to touch her, taste her, inhale her, exhale her. See, I was 12, but even now on my taste buds, I still smell her. The lessons she taught me as a youth were directly responsible for my adult relationships being a failure. They say the childhood can affect the rest of your life. My life is proof. When I take it all back to its roots, my problem started. First time she took it.